Module 19, Quick Portrait Sketches in Pencil. Move your pencil freely and produce sketchy lines to make a face. By now, I accept you to be aware of the placement of the facial features. Observe that I know the medium very well. I exactly know how, where, and when to apply the pressure of my pencil to produce the desired line. You must practice a lot of scribbles and doodles on a sheet of paper. Sketching in pencil and scribbling can be practiced simultaneously to develop your skill quickly. Just by a few sketchy lines, I drew this face. And will add details of hair and beard, maintaining the character of the line. Keep the size of the portrait small. You will feel in better control of the drawing if you attempt this in a smaller size. As you gather confidence, you can start to draw similar sketches on a large canvas. Never be without a sketchbook in hand in your leisure time. You can use any kind of pencil for sketching. However, the choice of pencil sometimes depends on the texture of the paper. If your paper is coarse, a smooth lead will always work better. If the texture is smooth, you may use a hard lead for the sketches. Try different pencils on all kind of paper to understand what happens when a certain texture comes in contact with a particular pencil. I will show you different grades of pencil commonly available. Start with an HB. An HB produces the softest line, so it is best for outlines, quick outlines for sketches. The other grade are 6B, 3B, 8B and so on. The B is for soft lead and the H stands for a hard lead. Hence an HB is an in-between pencil. The lead is neither too soft nor too hard. It best suits for the purpose of writing. For sketching, you may use a 4B, 6B, 8B or 12B. It depends on what you want to achieve through your drawing. Another important factor that influences your choice of pencil is the manufacturer. In India, mostly the manufacturers just change the thickness of the lead as the number increases. They do not necessarily give any change in the lead. Ideally, as the number of the pencil increases, not just the size or thickness of the graphite change. The quality of graphite must also get smoother. That is how the quality of the lead changes in thickness and darkness as the number goes from a 2B to 8B and further. Different companies will produce different values in their pencil quality, so you have to choose your pencil accordingly. With time and experience, the sound of the pencil on paper will tell you the quality of the graphite. Soft graphite will be silent and smooth on paper. A rough and sketchy sound is of a pencil that has sand present in its lead. Be careful to never put the graphite pencil in your mouth and keep it away from children as it is harmful for health. Enjoy the tonal variation that the pencil can produce. Know these gradations well. What is used for the beard, mustache, outline of the eyes. The light and shade that the pencil gives for the beard. And how by changing the force of the pencil you can use the same pencil to produce strokes for the thick mane of the hair. Keep the source of light in mind. It is an important decision to make in the beginning of the drawing itself. The gradations and values will be placed according to the source of light, and how harsh is that light also is a crucial creative decision. Play with your pencil and feel free to create strokes. Even if you lost the sense of proportion sometimes, it is okay. Do not let it stop you from going further. Use the eraser for certain highlights. I use the eraser to create a high contrast between light and dark. Observe how I moved the eraser in the hair and changed the character of the face completely. It is impossible to plan such a drawing. Let your imagination and subconscious work and apply the pencil again over the erased area if you need to add strokes. Confidently scribble forceful diagonal strokes to create a beautiful abstract area of tonal variation. Use your pencil freely in all directions. By calculative and thoughtful use of eraser, I will erase certain areas to bring out a form of the face. Picking the pencil again to add details such as the eyes, mustache and beard. Keep a box of pencils and a small sketch pad to make several such quick portraits. Keep your wrist loose. Do exercise like these. So that your hand, wrist and shoulder will be free and supple. I will erase certain portions again. You can create different characters by these sketches. These can be used in animation later. A profession for which you need a very strong hand in sketching and drawing. Keep the basic fundamentals and proportions in mind. Be conscious of them at some point in your drawing. Remember the basic oval shape of the head as discussed in earlier lessons. Practice this oval shape and fill several sheets of newspaper, brown paper or any paper to fill this oval shape. If you know this oval shape of the face, well, you will know where to place the beard, chin, eyes and nose. Practice such very basic sketches daily. Let these be a part of your subconscious. If practiced a lot in the initial stages of learning, you will progress very fast in portraiture or any other subject. So practice your fundamentals and line work thoroughly. Use the line to build a character in the portrait. Even when I use the eraser, my purpose is very clear to me. It is to either create a highlight or add strokes in reverse for adding depth and dimension to hair, beard, or any other dense area. I use the strokes created by an eraser to add perspective, to make a clear demarcation between which features remains in the front and what goes behind. Try sketching such portraits from live model of pupils sitting in canteens or libraries. I drew the head and hair of the model in strong, quick strokes. Now you will use how you practicing scribbles in pencil will come in use when you decide to make drawings. I have different kind of lines stored in my memory bank. So I do not struggle to think what needs to be done in order to draw what I see. This process and to develop such spontaneity takes time. Also, I have practiced each individual facial feature separately during my college days. So it helps me greatly as I know how a facial feature appears when seen from a particular angle. You may avoid adding details at this point. Concentrate on the basic form and try to capture the basic light and shade. You may practice such sketches from live models outside, but make a lot of drawings from imagination. I never use photographs to paint. All my work is a result of my imagination. I do not report, I interpret. By painting, carry my moods. They are a reflection of my subconscious. In my college days, I hardly slept. I would keep going all day on just 3 to 4 hours to sleep. I would spend endless hours at the railway station filling pages and pages of sketching pupil and scribbling lines. During my days, the courses were longer. I spent 5 hours completing my bachelor's degree in fine arts. It was a 5-year long course then. Post that I applied for my master's course for 2 years. I know gouache, acrylic, oil, pastels, pencils or charcoal very well. I know of their nature. Their character, lines and tonal variation it can create. I till date work 16 hours a day. Look at these drawings. Observe the lines and use of different pencils. Read books and practice a lot to excel any medium. You may add as many details as you like. But you must know when to stop working on a particular piece of art. Be it an expressionist portrait or a landscape. Check the strong highlights in this portrait done from imagination. I decided the source of light is at the right side of the face and the rest of the highlights are reflected lights. This is another example too. This is just a scribble and an outline. And then I have smudged it with my hand and used cloth at some places. I have extensively used an eraser to lift the pencil dust for the highlights. If you half close your eyes, you will notice the paper's white area, which is the largest and lightest value in the portrait, is the negative area while the face stands out. The face is like a patch, various values of black in the center. The positive areas are the highlights in the center of the face, on the cheekbones and nose, as well as the highlight on the lips. The lighter areas seen as the middle tones or the three values above white are the linear spaces. The darkest area or the higher values are also negative. The fundamental of negative, positive and linear is one of the most important to understand. The 60% of the area is the linear. The focus point or the value which is the least used often becomes the positive area. This takes about 15% of the entire drawing. If you take a black and white picture of a Rembrandt portrait, you will see beautiful and a clear source of light creating a negative, positive and linear areas. Half close your eyes and see the shapes and lines of this portrait. Use the scraping or erasing with an eraser to create the portrait further. Do not mess up your drawings by constant erasing. This is another example, fourth. Observe the character of the lines and how they are contribute in making the face look soft. Light source is one of the most crucial decisions to make. The source of light here is from the right. You can have more than one light source. I prefer using just one source of light. Sometimes you can create textures through some different methods. For example, I had a used ball pen and I used it to scratch some part around the eyebrows. This is another example. Here, a face peeps through the window. I used a paper to block the vertical areas that you see on both sides of the face. I also put a horizontal line below in break the monotony of the vertical lines. Observe the tonal variations of the white horizontal window. The portrait moves back and is not the focus point of the entire drawing. This is neither a high key nor a low key drawings. It is in between. The keys are like musical tones. It is not noisy and nor silent. The sharp contrast balance each other. The windows pull us forward and the portrait silences the high values of the window. A low key will result in a soft portrait. A portrait in high key will have a high contrast. Intermediate key is a balanced artwork that neither falls in high nor low, but is an interesting play of both the keys. Draw a lot of drawings. Use your hands to feel the color and lead of your pencil feels the paper, the surface of your painting, the texture of paintings and the texture of the paint. Use your hands to smudge the pencil and charcoal. Whatever comes in contact with your hand makes a direct connection with your mind or subconscious. Therefore, I ask you to practice scribbling and sketching every day. The two processes practiced together will make you grow as an artist a lot quicker than you would